Do you make these mistakes in Spanish? Let's find out.
Ahora sí viene lo chido.
Number 1, estoy embarazado. If you're trying to say I'm embarrassed, no digas estoy embarazado. That is wrong. If you say that, you're saying I'm pregnant, all right? Last time I checked, I'm not pregnant, okay? Estoy embarazado, estoy embarazada means I'm pregnant. If you want to say I'm embarrassed, you say tengo vergüenza. I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. You could also say qué pena, qué pena. Same thing, how embarrassing. You could also say what we say in Mexico, qué oso, qué oso. How embarrassing, okay? No digas estoy embarazado. That is wrong. The tengo vergüenza. Next, soy 20 años. That is incorrect. You would say tengo 20 años. I am 20 years old. Now, sometimes people will also say tengo 20 años, which last time I checked, hopefully you don't, because años means anuses. Años means years, okay? So tengo 20 años. The ñ, right? It's like an N and a Y sound put together. Años, okay? Tengo 20 años. Next one, estoy caliente. Estoy caliente. That is incorrect. If you want to say I'm hot, you say tengo calor. Tengo calor. If you want to say I'm cold, you would not say estoy frío. No, you would say tengo frío, okay? Just like we also say, I'm scared. You don't say, estoy miedo. You say, tengo miedo, okay? I'm hungry. Tengo hambre. You do not say, estoy hambre, okay? It's tengo hambre. Now that brings you to the next point. Hombre versus hambre, okay? Hombre is man. Hambre is hunger, okay? It's just a one-letter difference, but it's important you know the difference. Next, this is a tricky one. La gente son. La gente son. That is incorrect, okay? La gente es, okay? People are. This is a weird one, right? Because la gente is technically singular, even though it translates into the word people, which is technically plural. It's very confusing. All you need to know is that you need to say la gente es, not la gente son. Next is the difference between mucho and muy, okay? Do not say tengo muy dinero. I have very money. That's incorrect. Tengo mucho dinero, okay? Mucho, much or a lot. Muy, very, okay? Tengo mucho dinero. I wish. Next is accents. This is huge, okay? Listen to this. Me gustó versus me gusto. Okay? If I say me gusto, that just sounds weird. It sounds like I'm saying I please myself, all right? Which, look, just do that in private, okay? But me gustó means I liked it, okay? It pleased me, okay? Me gustó versus me gusto. Very important, okay? Next, if I was to say hable versus hablé, two different things. Hable, hablé, okay? Hable would be the subjunctive. For example, ¿tú quieres que yo hable? Do you want me to talk? Versus yo hablé, I spoke, I talked. The next example of this would be buscará versus buscará. Buscará, buscará. For example, tú querías que yo buscara el dinero. You wanted me to look for the money. Tú querías que yo buscara el dinero. Versus buscará el dinero. He will look for the money. Buscará el dinero. Okay? Accents are very important. Next is saying gracias para instead of gracias por, okay? If you say gracias para, that's incorrect. We say gracias por, and then whatever. Muchas gracias por hablar conmigo. Muchas gracias por el regalo. Do not say gracias para. That is incorrect. Gracias por blah, blah, blah. Next one. Estoy excitado. Do not say that. That means I'm sexually aroused. Don't say that. Say estoy emocionado. I'm excited, right? I'm happy. Estoy emocionado. No digas estoy excitado. No digas eso. Next one. No comprendo. You hear this all the time, right? No comprendo. Do not say no comprendo. Better to say no entiendo. That sounds better. No entiendo. When I say no entiendo, that literally translates to I don't understand. If I say no comprendo, that's me saying I don't comprehend, okay? Better to say no entiendo. Okay, next. This is a tough one. ¿Cuál versus qué? ¿Cuál means which. Now, sometimes it means what, but in general, ¿cuál means which. ¿Qué means what. Just remember that. ¿Cuál means which. que means what. We're not going to get into specific details of when you're going to use which one, but just remember that, okay? ¿Cuál, which, que, what. Hey, do you want to learn Spanish from a handsome young gringo who looks a lot like me and who is me? Occasionally wears a cowboy hat? You can do that at my website, SpanishWithMate.com. Check it out. Next mistake a lot of Spanish learners make is pronouncing their H's. Please do not pronounce your H's when speaking Spanish. For example, you do not say hospital. That is incorrect. You would say hospital, okay? Hotel. It's not hotel, it's hotel, okay? Very important. Hospital, hotel, okay? The next one, it's not ahora, no. Ahora, hambre, hombre, okay? It's all silent. It's not hambre or hombre. No. Hombre, hambre, okay? Ahora, okay? Next, do not pronounce your Z's like Z's in Spanish, okay? Z's in Spanish make an S sound, okay? So it's not zapatos, okay? That's incorrect. It's zapatos, just like an S, zapatos. Next is gender mistakes. A lot of Spanish learners make these mistakes. And when I analyze celebrities speaking Spanish, I always see them doing this, okay? So, for example, we would say, hoy es un día muy bonito. We would not say, hoy es un día muy bonita, because día is masculine. And sometimes we have weird words that are masculine and feminine, and we're like, why is that masculine? Why is that feminine? Sometimes it's just the way it is, okay? You just have to memorize those weird ones. But on the whole, masculine words will typically end in O or E, okay? O or E. Feminine words will typically end in A, okay? A, okay? So just remember that. Next mistake. This will really make you sound like a non-native Spanish speaker, and that is when you use too many pronouns. For example, yo hablo, tú haces, nosotros, blah, blah, blah. Instead of doing that, cut those pronouns off and just say hablo, haces, hacemos, okay? You don't need to add the pronouns all the time. Next one, this is a really common one. A lot of times when people want to say all right or okay, they'll say es bien or es bueno. Don't say that. Say está bien, okay, all right, okay? So está bien, not es bien. Next is adjective placement. A lot of times Spanish speakers get the sentence structure of Spanish mixed up. Just as a quick reminder for you, sentence structure in Spanish goes like subject, verb, object. For example, María, the subject, compra, the verb, el pan, the object. María compra el pan. That is a basic sentence structure we follow in Spanish. But for adjectives, they go after the noun. For example, la casa grande, okay? It's not la grande casa, it's la casa grande. However, there are some weird words that don't follow this rule, like mejor and peor. Those are really common ones. For example, esta es la mejor cena de mi vida. This is the best dinner of my life. Esta es la mejor cena de mi vida. We could also use peor. Esta es la peor cena de mi vida. Okay? Be aware of that. Okay, this is a funny one. This one is mama versus mama. Okay? Do not say mama. If you say mama, then you're saying breastfeeding. Okay? Mama. That means mom, okay? Mama. It's not mama, it's mama. Next is the difference between ser versus estar. There's whole videos on this. I have lessons in my Spanish Academy just on ser versus estar because it can be confusing. And a lot of times, Spanish learners mess these up, especially in the past tense. So we're not gonna go over it in this video, but please review that, okay? Ser versus estar, especially in the past tense. And finally, the evil subjunctive. So many Spanish learners struggle with the subjunctive and just don't even use it. What is the subjunctive? Because in English, we don't really use it. The subjunctive is a mood in Spanish, okay? It's not a tense, it's a mood. There are 3 moods in Spanish, okay? The subjunctive, which expresses doubt and uncertainty. The indicative, which is describing fact and certainty, okay? This would be like hablo, that's the indicative, right? I'm saying I speak, that's a fact. And the imperative, which is giving commands, essentially. So, habla, that's me saying speak, okay? Now, all you need to know about the subjunctive, just the general, most important basic rule you need to understand is that the subjunctive expresses doubt or uncertainty, okay? That's the most important thing. Now, Once again, we're not going to get into it deeply into this video because there are whole videos dedicated to just the subjunctive, okay? Bueno, ahí tienes esos errores comunes de los que están aprendiendo el español. Do you make these mistakes in Spanish? Let me know in the comments below if I missed any mistakes. Muchas gracias por ver este video. Si te haya gustado, por favor, dale un like y también suscríbete ya para que veas más videos chidos así como este. And, of course, if you want to learn Spanish from me, go to my website, SpanishNate.com, where you can sign up for my Fluent Spanish Speaker Academy. Muchas gracias. Adiós.